You're going to have a complete understanding what you need to do to harness the ad AI in Meta to get the best results for you. We need to put the training wheels on and around your business, around the different conversion points, so that it knows exactly what you're trying to do, how you're trying to achieve it, so that you can work with the ad AI to get you even better results than you're getting now, okay? What's going on, gang? It's your boy Jerry the Ad Wizard coming back at you with a brand new video! And today we're going to be looking at something absolutely vital for you to get right, okay? Like I keep saying, it's a lot more about the inputs and outputs needed to train the ad AI than us tinkering with the controls and telling the AI where to go, okay? So best practice, guys, you better make sure that you're utilizing it as best as you possibly can in order to train your ad AI to get you the best results possible, okay? So it's super, super important to get this right, guys. If you've got meta ads, you're running meta ads, and you're not sure whether or not this has been implemented correctly, follow this video and it will give you a really, really good understanding how best to set things up and correct any configurations that might be up in your ad account that you need to fine tune to make sure that it's in line with these best practices, okay? So guys, sit back, relax, grab your coffees and grab your hats. It's time to spin up some ad magic. Okay guys, so we're in the Meta Ad Manager and I'm going to go through exactly what is important and what is not important to know at this stage. It's about the conversion tracking. It's about optimizing the data that's getting fed back into Meta so that it can optimize more, so the ad AI can learn more and it can bring you better results. It's all about training the ad AI to give us great results. So we're going to go through what I think is important at that stage. Super cool, super useful. So we're in the ad manager, but the first place that we need to go to is actually a place called Events Manager. If you go to all tools here, and then you go to the second icon here, which is labeled Events Manager, this is where we find our events. This is where we manage our pixel events here. The first thing I'd like to note is the fact that this current interface may change a little, okay? They constantly change the user interface in Meta Ad Manager to optimize the user experience. It still is called the Events Manager, but a lot of times now they refer to it as the Data Sources section. Okay, it's called the Data Sources section here now, and I'm going to go through a number of different areas that we need to be paying attention to and make sure that everything is set up correctly. So the first section I'm going to draw your attention to is the Events Manager. Like I mentioned, it is also could be called Data Sources now. So if you're looking and it doesn't say Events Manager, look under for Data Sources. We install additional pixel events. Now this is really, really important because we need to tell Facebook the journey of the customer or the journey of the prospect so that it can understand what's happening at every step, at every level, identify where there's drop-offs happening, and find other people that are going to resonate with your end conversion goal, okay, and not any of the steps in between. So sometimes, quite often, I see people optimizing for a certain conversion event or a certain pixel event that isn't the very end of the customer journey, okay? It's not a thank you page after they purchase or submitted some lead details. It seems to be sometimes on the dashboard before that, on the booking page when they haven't submitted their details, okay? So it's really, really important for us to configure the very end conversion point of when somebody has actually taken action that is valuable to us, okay? So not just optimizing for conversion events down in the customer journey, but at the very end of the customer journey. What's the very end point that you want the customer to do? We need to put a pixel event there, and then we need to put a conversion event there, and then optimize our conversion campaigns around that event. There's a number of steps to this. I'm going to go through the level of importance. Okay, so first of all, we need to install a pixel. If you haven't got a pixel yet, highly recommend this. Like, we can't do any data tracking with Meta without a pixel. So install the pixel to your website. That's step one. Then we're going to go through and add in the pixel events in this journey. Okay, so as users start coming through, Facebook can see, okay, this is the journey. They're hitting, initiate checkout, then they're adding something to cart, then they're adding in their payment details, and then they've finished the process. They've landed on the thank you page. That's then a purchase, right? That is the purchase conversion, and that's the conversion event that we want to optimize for, to give you an example, right? And that's the first step to this, guys, okay? There's two sections, the pixel and custom conversion events, okay? Both need to be configured, okay? So we have the pixel event, and then we have a customer conversion event that we attach to the pixel. Now, if you're familiar with Google Tag Manager, for example, this also works in quite a similar way, right? You have an initial tag, and then you have a trigger when that tag fires. So whatever that tag is labeled as, the trigger says when that is happening, when that data should get fired back, okay? When that tag has been triggered, right? It's very similar in Meta, actually. You have the pixel event, and then you have a custom conversion event. We need both of those we need the pixel event to track the data, and then we have a custom conversion event, which works with that tracking, with that initial event, but we can join this to a conversion campaign and run traffic and optimize for that custom conversion event. So if that seemed a little bit complicated, we're going to go through step by step now. So here we are in the Pixel Event Manager, okay? We can see here down the side all of the different events that have been added to this pixel. So I've spoken a little bit about what pixel is, okay? Now it's very important to note that in one ad account, you can have multiple pixels, okay? And we can train multiple pixels in one ad account, okay? And you'll have different codes for these different pixels, but the main data that we're training in our ad AI is in our ad account, okay? It's not in the pixel. So we can train our ad account AI in loads of different styles of pixels, right? It's just the idea of what does the pixel represent in terms of these events that I'm going to go into, okay? So that's something important to remember, guys. You can have multiple pixels in one ad account, and then we can share the custom conversion events that are happening across each pixel so we can optimize and count that data in that custom conversion event, regardless of which pixel we're using, okay? So this is another step which I'm going to go through, and something that some people don't actually consider at all. They're creating whole new fresh conversion events, they're creating whole new fresh pixel events, but we can actually share those events across different pixels so that it culminates in the learning experience happening around the conversion event, okay? So a little bit complicated, guys, but it's all about, again, the inputs and outputs needed to train that ad AI. Okay, so we're setting up these instructions to the ad AI so it can really understand our business, really understand what the customer journey is, so it can find us other people that are going to go through that same journey and resonate with that end conversion point that we're looking for, right? Whether that be lead or purchase or app install, whatever you're looking for, whatever is important to your business. Here is a list of example of pixel events. Okay, sometimes these are added in automatically. If they haven't been added in and you've just installed your pixel, there's a great tool that I love to use. It sometimes moves around, but right now it's under this active integrations. Click on active integrations. And what we're going to do is we're going to press under the meta pixel, we're going to press manage. And then you're going to open event setup tool. Okay. They've had this for absolutely ages. I absolutely love this. This is a way for us to basically tell Meta, we go through the conversion or the customer journey and we tell Meta every single time there's a new conversion point happening. We can specify that with the URL or the button that gets clicks. So this is really cool, guys, because this allows us to install pixel events without any developers. Okay, there's a couple of ways that we can install pixel events. One is this way, and the other requires a web developer to go and add in the code manually on each section of the website or of the CRM or of the onboarding intake form, whatever it is that you are tracking the customer journey in. So I'm just going to give you a quick example here, guys. I'm just going to open up the event setup tool, okay? And I'm going to show you a demonstration of how to set this up so you can set up the pixel events first, okay? So the first of all, we're going to open this up and we're going to open up the website. And here we can see on the website, on the main homepage, we don't have any events installed. Now, to combat this, there's two ways that we can add in a pixel event. One is through the URL that we're currently on, or we can track a button, okay? So one thing that I don't necessarily think it's pertinent to put in a event on the homepage, but as we go through the checkout process, we can start adding in events here, okay? So I'm going to press join now, okay? So we've gone to the next page, and here is where we might want to add in our first pixel event, right? We're basically saying as somebody presses join now, this is the very first step to creating that purchase. So we want to track this URL, and we can select which event we'd like to select for this. Now, this is the page before the checkout page, before then the purchase confirmation page. So I think for this particular page, we could press something like initiate checkout, have a little look at the different type of pixel events that are there and see which one is applicable mostly for you. For this one, I'm going to press initiate checkout and then I'm going to press confirm. Okay, so now it just tells me that when the URL equals the initiate checkout pixel event will fire. Okay. Now, what I would do typically is go through the whole checkout process and label at every single URL at every single stage what is happening, whether or not they're adding payment details, whether or not adding to cart, whether or not they purchased, completed registration, submitted lead details, etc. But for this exercise, I will just show you how this works so that you can go and then what would happen next is I would go through the whole conversion process and label all of those. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to go back to the data sources section. Okay. And something that I would do after everything's been set up is test the events. Okay. So within this window, go back to the previous where the ad manager is, and then test those events. Okay, they have a test section here where at the bottom here it says test your website events are working correctly. You type in your URL, just finish loading, and make sure that they are firing correctly. Go through that the whole checkout process again and make sure that all the events that you've just set up are firing correctly. Okay, so that's step one to this, guys. And that is actually my favorite way of setting up, like I mentioned, the pixel events, because it requires no effort at all from the web developer and means that we can go and create and we can go and change and create new pixel events as and when there's developments in the checkout process, in the intake form, in the onboarding flow, whatever it is. We can go and make those changes manually in the ad manager ourselves without the need of coding and our friends, our amazing web developer friends. So now that we've tested and seen what is going on here, okay, we are telling Facebook what is happening in the website and at every level of the customer journey. I'm going to show you another example where it's quite vigorous to give you an understanding, okay, of how this could look. And this is where we've labeled every single step of the journey, including within this particular flow, there is a Calendly book an appointment form, okay? And on Calendly, they have, much like in iCal and in other third-party tools, they have Meta Pixel integration, so you can actually create pixel events across the whole Calendly booking form, okay? So when somebody adds in the date, when somebody adds in their time, and then when somebody reaches the thank you page after they've booked, that's why these ones are listed here. Invitee selects the date, invitee selects the time, and then invitee meeting scheduled. And actually, this invitee meeting scheduled is the main conversion event that we want to optimize for, okay? The main priority for the business is to make sure that people are booking appointments in Calendly. When we're now creating a conversion campaign, and we want to link up and prioritize this pixel event to our conversion campaign ads, okay? Now, how do we do this? Because we can't just select a pixel event as a conversion event, okay? We need to join these things. And this is what I said about the tag and the trigger, okay? We now need to go into the custom conversion event section and label this as a conversion that we want to target in our ads. Okay, so I'm going to go through that now. So you just need to, what you need to do is you need to navigate here to the left-hand side under custom conversions. You're going to click on custom conversions. But guys, before we go anywhere else, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss any more important updates. We are here many times a week to bring business owners, entrepreneurs, and online advertisers in the latest in the paid media and online advertising space to get the best from their paid media, online advertising, and digital marketing strategies. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Again, the user interface might change a little bit, but this is where everything's labeled and set up so far. So for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to use the Calendly example that I was just referring to. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create a name for your custom conversion event. So this is Calendly thank you page. You can add in a description if you feel like you need to add in additional context. Then you're going to select your pixel. Make sure the main pixel or the main pixel that you're focused on is selected here. Then under action source, you can either select website or physical shop. We are doing website. And then the event traffic, okay, here is where they actually list all of the pixel events that we can use in a custom conversion event. Okay, so this, if you scroll down, you should see all of the pixel events that we've just set up, okay? And we can select them here to create a custom conversion event, okay? So in my Calendly example, when somebody's reached the thank you page, that's the official trigger when the conversion event has happened, okay? We don't want to optimize for when somebody selects the date or selects the time. We want to optimize for when somebody fully books their appointment, okay? Which is the thank you page, right? So within this example, Calendly's end optimization point is the thank you page, and they call this invitee meeting scheduled. So this is the event we're going to select. So it's going to say, hey, but there's got to be some rules here, guys. You can't just make stuff up. Okay, man, well, we're going to put some rules in place. Right, so the rule says in the URL, you need to specify which URL this is coming from. Right, so it's interesting because here, what we need to do is actually type in Calendly, but because the business has a lot of different Calendly booking forms, rather than pinning it, we could create a custom conversion event for each Calendly form, or we could create a custom conversion event for all Calendly booking forms. And that's what we're going to do, okay? So we're just looking for all Calendly booking forms. We've got 3 Calendly booking forms available, and depending on the state where you're in, we'll open up that particular form, okay? So what I need to do is capture anybody coming through the Calendly booking form, but us here, and labeling that as the conversion event. So here, what I do is just type in calendly.com. Okay, if I was looking for a specific Calendly booking form, then I'd type in the parameters of that URL here and specify that. But I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to count all Calendly booking forms that have come through our account. Okay, very important. We have connected our pixel to our Calendly account, and that is how this works. Okay, so I'm going to type in Calendly here. So any traffic that hits our pixel event that is connected to our pixel that comes through calendly.com will get classed and triggers this inviting meeting scheduled pixel event, will fire the conversion event. Okay, so that's basically it, guys, right? We're basically saying if we had a conversional value here that your business made $50, $100, $150 for somebody booking this call, then we can add the conversion value here. This tells Facebook, it gives Facebook even more data to understand, how it can optimize more and what it can do to serve better ads to the right people. In this instance, we don't have a conversion event, so I'm going to leave this blank. And then I'm just going to press create. Okay, guys, and that's basically it. Okay, it's just creating now. Now I've actually relabeled it Calendly Doctor Appointment in brackets any, but this is the one that it is. And that means now that when we go to create an ad, we can select it from the list of drop down of conversions to select in the conversion campaign, right? So just to show you guys that. Okay, that means now that when you're in the ad manager in the campaign view and you want to run a conversion campaign that's on sales or on leads, okay, we're going to hit sales and then we're going to press continue. We're going to press manual. You can you can adjust and keep all of the campaign settings and set them up as best as you want. But what we need to do is select it at the ad set level. This is where we can select our new conversion event. So make sure this website is selected. We're going to select maximize number of conversions for now. We're going to select the pixel that this custom conversion event is associated with. And then you're going to select the custom conversion event that you've just made in your conversion campaign, right? So that's where this Calendly Doctor Appointment Any is being used. So now this conversion event is optimizing for the Calendly thank you page, okay? When somebody books in and goes all the way to the end, Facebook will go, that is our main conversion that we're looking at. That's the main conversion we're optimizing for. We need more of those people that are going to reach the Calendly thank you page. Okay, we need more of those people. What is the audience signals of this one person that reached that point? And can we find other people with the same audience signals to see if we can get them to go to that point, right? And that's what the ad AI is going to try and do, guys. If we can teach the ad AI exactly what the conversion process is, then it's going to learn really quickly. It's got so much data on audiences that it can go and find other resonant people that can take the same action, right? So super cool, guys. It's really, really important that we have this set up, that we give the ad AI the best chance to find us better results and to optimize the best, okay? Now, the one thing that I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about at all, this is the conversion API, Meta's conversion API. I highly, highly recommend, if you haven't got it installed, to work with your developer to get this installed, okay? The reason that this is such a powerful tool and people are often reporting, and we see it as well, 15 to 30% better results when we utilize this is because the data that Facebook gathers on these conversion points and sends back into Facebook even more detailed and even more vigorous, which allows that targeting to get optimized quicker, that data to get fed back in. So the ad AI learns exactly what's going on quicker through the APIs, okay? Same with Google. Google has an API, highly recommend using and feeding the data through those to make the data more accurate so it can optimize more, so the ad AI can understand your business better and to drink that data through and optimize and find other people that are resonant to the things that are happening in your business that are impacting and are important to you, okay? So really, really important to have that, guys. If you haven't got it already, highly recommend. This is a big piece of leverage. If you haven't got it installed, definitely get it installed. Now, the other stage to this, actually, if you've gone a step further, okay, and you've got a CRM, so a customer relationship management tool, you can create custom conversion events in your CRM, okay? This is the magic. If your business is already set up and you have some kind of a lead or customer relationship management system, that we can create these custom events in the CRM. So same kind of thing, right, with the Calendly booking page. But this is going even a step further. That isn't just saying, hey, this person has booked an appointment with us, but if you can label in your CRM when they became a purchaser or when they became a patient or when they became a user of your service, this is the main optimization point, really, right? This is the main thing. So if you can wire this in to your CRM systems, and within your CRM system, you can track the customer journey. And that way, if you're looking for patients or you're looking for leads, for example, you can label when somebody takes that action, makes that purchase or becomes a patient or lead in your CRM system and tell Facebook, with the conversions API, hey, this is the main thing that we want to optimize for, right? But without some kind of tool, the CRM won't be easily integrated into Facebook. Okay, so this is more advanced stuff. If you're Definitely hit me in the comments below if you're looking to do this. I'm very happy to help. The idea is here that we use code, that we work with the developers to ensure that even in the CRM, that customer journey is labeled. And then we say to Facebook, hey, this is the main conversion event we are actually applying for that we want to optimize around. Okay, so that's going a step further even than the example that I gave you. If you have a CRM tool that enables good integration, that can feed that data back into Facebook, even better, guys. Okay, that is the next best thing to this, would be to embed your custom conversion tracking into something like your CRM, so that Facebook can see all of that journey as well, because that's one step of the journey that Facebook might not be able to see into, right? So we're optimizing around the key parts of the business that we want to attract more of, okay? And that is more customers, prospects turning into people who made that purchase, okay? Leads turning into people who have gone through your onboarding, booked an appointment, and then purchased that service, okay? That's the end optimization point, really. So that's another little trick, guys, that I'd highly recommend doing, okay? If you need any help, just let me know. Hit me down in the comments below and I'll happily assist. The final thing, guys, I'm going to give this to you as a massive secret tip, but there's another section to this, okay, which I'm going to go through really, really quickly now. This is in the business settings, okay? Under data sources, a secret part to this, guys, okay? If you open up the business settings section of the ad manager, you click on the three dots here and then under business settings, okay, this section, and we're going to scroll down to data sources. We're going to scroll down to pixels. This is where all your pixels will be linked, okay? Like I said, you can have multiple pixels in one ad account. Oh, and I think the pixel section is actually moved to the data sets section now, but beneath that is the custom conversions event section. Now, guys, it's really important that if you've got different pixels, but you want to optimize around the same conversion event, that you link the pixel and the conversion events up, okay? So you can select those different conversion events when you select different pixels when you create your ads. What you want to do is you want to press add here under custom conversions, add your custom conversion. It will say, what is your custom conversion ID? And then you're going to add in your custom conversion ID. The custom conversion IDs are listed in the custom conversion section. And all you need to do is just copy and paste the ID and it will link up here. Okay. Then you got to select it. If you select connected assets, you want to make sure that your ad account is also listed under the connected assets section. That's just a little tie up of a loose end. It's very, very important to do that. It may already be connected, but it's important to check that. So that's the last section to this, guys. And that's it, ad gang. Hopefully that was useful to you. Don't forget to check your ad accounts and make sure that everything is set up properly. It's a lot more about the inputs and outputs needed to train that ad AI. Make sure your ad account is fully configured to this to get the best results possible and to allow AI to optimize your ads as much as possible. Okay, so super important to get right, guys. Hopefully that was useful to you. Hit me a comment down below if you have any questions. I'd love to hear how you're setting things up, if you're doing something differently, if you're using third-party tools that really work for you. I'd love to hear about them. And that's it, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss any more important updates. We are here many times a week to bring you the latest developments in the advertising space. I'm Jerry, the Ad Wizard. You can follow me at Jerry Griffiths on LinkedIn, at Jerry Dreadlocks everywhere else. If you want to learn if your Facebook ads are profitable or not, and how much value they're driving to your business growth, check this video out up here. And if nothing else, guys, and you made it this far, thank you so much for being here. I'm Jerry, the Ad Wizard, and wherever you are in the world, I bid you peace, love, a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.